I'm standing in the doorway of our apartment, suitcase in hand, trying to keep the excitement from bubbling over. Miami, 2 weeks. The business deal I've been working on for months is finally coming to fruition. And on top of that, I'm planning something big when I get back. I'm ready to take this relationship with Lily to the next level. I mean, we've been together for over a year and things have been good. Really good. At least that's what I thought. Hey babe, you're sure you'll be okay with me gone? I ask, my voice tinged with a mix of playful concern and the edge of anticipation. 2 weeks is a long time. Lily, sitting on the couch, doesn't look up from her phone. She's been glued to that thing for the past few days and it's starting to get under my skin. Normally, she'd have already started planning something for when I got back. Maybe a weekend getaway or at least a dinner. But right now she just seems distracted. I'll be fine, she says, her tone flat. She looks up for a brief moment, giving me a tight smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. You just go and do your thing. Right? I nod, trying to shake off the feeling creeping in, the one that tells me something's off. I know it's probably nothing. I've been busy, she's been stressed with work, but still. Something about the way she's acting feels wrong. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it's just the nerves. I walk over to her, dropping my suitcase on the floor with a thud. She doesn't flinch, doesn't even look at me as I kneel beside the couch. I take her hand in mine and she finally makes eye contact. There's that tight smile again, but it's not the smile I know. It's not the one that makes me feel like everything's okay. You sure you'll be all right? I ask again, my voice softer this time, searching for something in her eyes. I don't want to leave you alone if you're feeling off. She pulls her hand away, slowly, like she's weighing her options. Her gaze flickers to the phone in her lap, then back to me. Jake, I said I'll be fine. It's just 2 weeks. You've been planning this for a while. Don't let me hold you back. I try to read her, but she's a closed book right now. She's always been the kind of person who's hard to read, but lately, it's like there's a wall between us, one I can't get past. It's frustrating because I know we've always been able to talk about anything. But now it feels like I'm speaking to a stranger. Well, I guess I better go before I miss my flight, I say, forcing a grin even though I feel anything but cheerful. I'll call you when I land, all right? Yeah, sure, she replies, her voice barely audible. She gives me another smile, but it's weak. Hello. I stand up, grabbing my bag, but before I leave, I hesitate. I don't know what it is, but something feels wrong. I look back at her one last time, trying to catch a glimpse of the woman I've been with for over a year, but she's already back on her phone, tapping away at the screen. That's it. No hug. No kiss. No, I'll miss you. Just a flicker of her eyes before she's gone. As I step out the door, I feel the weight of her absence more than I ever have before. The drive to the airport is a blur. I can't shake the feeling that something is slipping away, but I can't put my finger on it. I keep telling myself I'm just being paranoid. It's probably nothing. We've been through so much together, why would now be any different? But even as I sit in the terminal, waiting for my flight to board, I can't shake the nagging feeling in the pit of my stomach. It's like a whisper I can't quite hear, but I know it's there, just out of reach. I check my phone. No texts, no calls from Lily. Nothing. Just another email about the business deal, and then a notification from social media. I tap it absent-mindedly, scrolling through the usual posts and updates, until something catches my eye. It's a picture. A post from Lily. Her smiling, her arms around someone. It's an old photo, one from a few months ago, but there's something unsettling about it. Something about the way they're holding each other. It's Mark. Her ex. I've always trusted Lily, but right now, seeing that picture makes my blood run cold. She never told me she was in contact with him again, and now, this? I tell myself it's nothing, just an old picture, just a friend. But why didn't she tell me about it? Why didn't she mention anything? The announcement for boarding blares over the speakers and I snap out of my daze. I gather my things, forcing the thought of Mark to the back of my mind. I don't want to think about it right now. But as I step onto the plane, I know that something is about to change. Something is already changing. And when I get back, nothing will be the same. I don't know what it is, but something feels off. It started when I saw that first text message from Lily. A simple, "Hey babe. Hope your flight was good. Miss you." Smiling face with smiling eyes, but there was something about it, something that didn't feel right. I stared at my phone for a few seconds before tossing it aside and trying to focus on my meeting. Miami isn't exactly where I imagine myself being right now. The sunny beaches and endless ocean should have been calming, but my mind just kept drifting back to Lily. And to her phone. The way she was glued to it, barely acknowledging me when I left. Her smile was different, like it didn't quite reach her eyes. She was distant. Too distant. And now, here I was, across the country, wondering if maybe I was overthinking things. I try to push the thoughts away, diving into the conference call, listening to people drone on about market strategies and deals that don't matter to me at this moment. My eyes keep darting to my phone though. I tell myself it's nothing, but I can't help it. I open the messages again, skimming over them. Miss you? That was a bit too much, considering how things felt when I left. Jake. My colleague Dan says my name, snapping me out of my thoughts. I blink, trying to focus. Yeah. Sorry, what was that? I ask, feeling the pressure of being pulled between this meeting and my mind's spiraling thoughts. Dan raises an eyebrow. I said, do you have the numbers for the second quarter? Right. Oh yeah. I'll send them over after this, I mumble, trying to sound professional. But the truth is, I'm not hearing anything. My head's somewhere else, replaying the weird feeling I left with. I barely even remember the rest of the call. All I can think about is Lily and whether she's hiding something. I decide to check my social media to distract myself. I scroll through a few posts, my eyes glazing over as the endless stream of images blurs together. But then I see it. A picture. Lily. And Mark. Her ex. Her arms are wrapped around him, his head resting on her shoulder like they're back together. The photo is tagged Throwback Thursday. But it doesn't feel like a throwback. It feels too fresh. Too real. My heart sinks into my stomach and I feel the weight of the world press down on me. I can't breathe for a second. I blink, rubbing my eyes as if I'm imagining it, but it's still there. Lily smiling. Mark holding her like they never broke up. I stare at it for what feels like an eternity, my fingers trembling over the screen. No, this can't be happening. I've been away for 2 days. 2 days. How could she do this? I feel my blood pressure rising, the frustration boiling up inside me. I want to throw my phone, scream, but I don't. I take a deep breath, trying to calm myself. I have to go back. I can't sit here and let this eat me alive. I don't care about the work anymore. I don't care about the conference. I grab my things and head to the airport, my mind racing. As soon as the cab pulls up to the terminal, I feel like I'm going to break. But I don't. I hold it in. I keep it all together. I'll deal with this when I get home. The flight feels like the longest one of my life. Every second drags on, each minute stretching into an eternity. I can barely sit still. The anxiety is eating me alive, gnawing at my insides. I need answers. And I need them now. When the plane touches down in Los Angeles, I don't even wait for my bag. I rush out of the airport and straight into a cab. My heart pounds in my chest, faster with every mile. Every thought runs through my head. Did she do this before? How long has it been going on? Why didn't she tell me? I'm halfway home when I get a text from Lily. Hey babe, missed you. I'll be out for dinner with a friend tonight, just so you know. Dinner with a friend. That's it. That's her excuse. I don't bother replying. I don't have time for her lies anymore. I'm done. I walk into our apartment like it's a crime scene. The door creaks open and the familiar smell of our home hits me, but it feels different now. This place that once felt warm and safe is now just a shell. I hear a noise from the kitchen. It's her. I don't know what I'm going to say when I see her. I don't know how this is going to play out. But I know one thing, I'm not going to let this slide. I'm not the guy who's just going to stand by and let her treat me like this. I walk into the kitchen and there she is, standing by the counter, scrolling through her phone, completely unaware of the storm coming. I freeze for a second just watching her. She doesn't notice me at first. But then she looks up and for a split second I see that same tight smile from before. It's not a real smile. It's a mask. Jake. She says, her voice too bright, too casual. I didn't expect you back so soon. How was your flight? How long? I ask, my voice low and controlled. I'm not screaming, not yet. But the anger is there, simmering under the surface. She blinks, confused. What? How long, Lily? I repeat, my heart pounding. How long has this been going on with Mark? Her face drops, the color draining from her cheeks. The smile disappears. The mask cracks. I don't need her to say anything else. I already know. I stand there in the kitchen, my hands still on the doorknob, my heart pounding in my chest. Lily hasn't noticed me yet, still too caught up in her phone. The weight of the picture, the lies, everything just feels like it's closing in on me. She finally looks up, her eyes widening when she sees me standing there. The fake smile comes back, that same tight, forced smile that's been haunting me for days. Jake, she says, her voice too bright. You're back early. How was the flight? Don't, I say, my voice low and controlled. I can't let it all spill out yet. Not until I know the truth. Just tell me, Lily. How long? She furrows her brow. What are you talking about? I can't hold it in anymore. My hands shake, but I force myself to look her in the eye. How long have you been seeing Mark again? How long has this been going on? The question feels like it's burning its way out of me. Her eyes flicker. She doesn't say anything at first, and I feel it. The silence between us is deafening. It's like she's deciding how much to lie, how much to admit. I take a step forward. I saw the picture. You and him. You've been keeping it from me, haven't you? She flinches at the mention of the picture. I watch as the mask she's been wearing starts to crack, but instead of breaking down, she just looks guilty. Like she's caught, but she still wants to defend herself. It wasn't like that, Jake, she says, her voice trembling just a little. It was a mistake. It was just, it's not what you think. I can feel the anger bubbling up inside me, mixing with the hurt. A mistake. I laugh bitterly, but it comes out hoarse. You call that a mistake? You slept with him, Lily. Behind my back. That's not a mistake. That's betrayal. She takes a step toward me, but I hold up my hand, stopping her. Don't, I say, voice shaking with rage and sadness. Don't try to justify this. I trusted you. I gave you everything and you, I stop, my chest tightening. I can't even finish the sentence. I'm sorry, she whispers, her voice soft, almost pleading. I didn't mean for it to happen. It was just, I was confused. I thought. Confused? I cut her off, my voice louder now, more desperate. You thought? You thought it was okay to just go back to him? What about me, Lily? What about us? I didn't mean for it to happen, she repeats, her hands trembling as she reaches out for me, but I step back. It's just, it was a mistake, okay? A mistake. I echo, staring at her like she's some stranger. How many times have I heard that from people who've hurt me? It's always a mistake, isn't it? It's never their fault. It's never the person who did the hurting. It's always just a mistake. Her eyes fill with tears, but I can't look at her. I can't. Jake, please, she says, voice breaking now. I never meant to hurt you. I never wanted to do this. Then why the hell did you do it, Lily? The question comes out almost like a scream, but I choke it down before it gets louder. You think I don't feel the pain of this? You think I can just move on from this? She's crying now, and I can see how much it's tearing her up. But I can't feel sorry for her. Not anymore. I trusted you, I whisper, more to myself than to her. I really did. I thought we were good. I thought we were enough. But I guess I was wrong. I take a step back, the space between us growing wider. Her tears are the last thing I want to see right now, but it only makes everything worse. Jake, please don't leave, she says, her voice barely above a whisper, but I can hear the desperation in it. I swallow hard, fighting to keep my composure. You know, Lily, I say, the words coming out colder than I intend. You can't just erase what you did. You can't undo this. I can't undo this. I walk toward the door, my legs feeling heavy like I'm walking through mud. She tries to reach for me, her hand brushing against my arm, but I pull away. Jake, please, she cries. Please don't go. I love you. I was stupid, but I love you. I can fix this, I swear. We can fix this. I look at her, really look at her for the first time since I found out. But I don't see the woman I fell in love with anymore. I see someone who's willing to say anything to keep me close, even if it's not the truth. And that breaks me. I don't think I can forgive you, I say quietly, my voice barely audible. I don't even know if I believe it, but the words feel right. They feel like what I need to say, even if it hurts. And with that, I walk out the door, the sound of her cries fading behind me. My heart is breaking, but it's done. I'm done. The door slams shut behind me, and for the first time in a long time, I finally feel like I'm doing the right thing. I never thought I'd be running away, but that's exactly what I did when I left Los Angeles. The city that once felt like home was now a place filled with nothing but memories of betrayal, anger, and hurt. So, I packed up what little I had left and made my way to Chicago. New city, new start, or at least that's what I kept telling myself. Chicago was cold, but not in the way LA ever felt. It wasn't just the weather, it was the weight of everything I'd left behind. The apartment I thought I'd come back to, the woman I thought I could trust, the future I'd envisioned, all of it was now gone. I didn't know what I was supposed to do, where I was supposed to go. So, I stayed in my apartment for the first few days, doing nothing but staring out the window, watching the city below. The streets were bustling with life, people going about their business, while I felt like I was stuck in some kind of limbo. I should have been out there, starting fresh, making new memories. But every time I tried to push myself out the door, I hesitated. What if I ran into someone who reminded me of her? What if I saw something that would pull me right back into the mess I was trying to escape? It was on the fourth day that I finally texted Brad. We hadn't spoken much since I left, but I needed to hear a familiar voice. I didn't know what I expected from him, maybe just someone who understood what it was like to have your whole life upended in the blink of an eye. "Hey man, you good?" the text read. It was simple, but it felt like a lifeline. I replied, "I'm okay. Just figuring things out. You free later?" He didn't waste any time responding. "Of course. Let's grab a drink. I'm sure you could use it." I agreed to meet him at a bar downtown, and I couldn't help but feel a little relief when I walked in. The familiar hum of a bar, the chatter of people in the background, it was comforting. Brad was already there, sitting at a table by the window looking out over the street. He looked exactly the same as I remembered, tall, scruffy, with that easygoing smile that made him impossible to stay mad at. "Jake," he greeted me with a grin, standing up to shake my hand. "It's good to see you, man. How's Chicago treating you so far?" I pulled out the chair across from him and sat down. "Honestly, I don't know. Feels empty. Like I'm walking around in someone else's life." Brad nodded, understanding. "I get it. It's tough, man. But you're here now. You've got a fresh start." I shrugged, not sure how much I agreed with that. "I don't feel like I have anything left to start. I don't even know what I'm doing here." He gave me a knowing look. "You don't have to have it all figured out right away. That's the thing. Sometimes you just have to let yourself breathe. Let the pieces fall into place on their own." I wanted to argue, to say that it wasn't that simple, but something in his voice made me stop. Maybe he was right. Maybe I didn't have to have everything figured out. Maybe it was okay to just be lost for a little while. We spent the next few hours talking, mostly me venting about everything that had happened, the anger I still felt, the confusion, the pain. Brad didn't try to fix it. He just listened, and that made all the difference. It felt good to talk to someone who didn't judge me, who didn't try to tell me how to feel or what to do next. He just let me speak, and for the first time in weeks I felt like I was starting to release some of the weight that had been crushing me. By the end of the night I felt lighter. Not by much, but it was a start. Brad clapped me on the back as we left the bar. "Don't be a stranger, all right? You've got friends here now." I gave him a small smile, the first one in a long time. "Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it." The next morning I woke up feeling different. The apartment didn't seem as cold, the city didn't feel as distant. Maybe I was starting to find my footing again. I didn't know what the future held, but for the first time I didn't feel completely lost. I was still broken, still angry, but I could see a tiny sliver of light in the distance. I spent the rest of the day walking around the city. It wasn't like the overwhelming rush of LA, but it felt good to be out, to feel like I was a part of something again. I found a small coffee shop and sat down with my laptop, deciding to start working again. It was strange, but it felt right. I wasn't just running from the past anymore. I was doing something to rebuild my future. By the end of the day I was tired, not from exhaustion but from the kind of tired that comes from doing something meaningful, something that takes effort. And as I sat back in my chair, sipping my coffee, I realized something I hadn't felt in a long time: hope. Maybe I wasn't all the way there yet, but for the first time I felt like I was on the path to getting there. I wasn't going to forget what happened. I wasn't going to pretend like everything was okay. But I was ready to move on. And that, in itself, was a victory. I've been in Chicago for a few weeks now. The days blur together, work, walking around the city, trying to piece my life back together. I still don't feel settled. It's like there's a hole inside me that I can't fill, no matter how much I try to distract myself. But something's different tonight. I'm meeting a friend of Brad's, Mason Carter. Brad told me she was easy to talk to. "You'll like her," he said. "She's got a good heart." I'm not expecting much. It's not like I'm looking for someone else right now. But I agreed to meet her, just to get out of the apartment. Maybe a change of scenery will do me good. I show up at the cafe a few minutes early, scanning the room. The place is warm, buzzing with the soft hum of conversations and the clink of coffee cups. I find a table near the window, my back to the door. My hands are wrapped around the mug of coffee in front of me, but my thoughts are elsewhere. I'm still haunted by her, Lily. Her face. Her voice. The lies. I try to focus on the now, on the conversation I'm about to have with someone new, but it's hard to get her out of my head. I don't know if I'll ever truly be rid of the scars she left behind. "Mason?" A voice breaks through my thoughts. It's low and warm, with an almost comforting tone. I look up. She's standing there, holding a coffee in one hand, a soft smile on her lips. She's not what I expected. Tall, with dark hair that falls in waves, and a presence that feels easy, like someone you could just sit with for hours and talk to. I stand up, offering a smile I don't quite feel yet. "Mason, right? Brad told me you'd be here." Yep, that's me, she says, dropping into the seat across from me. Thanks for meeting me. Brad said you could use a distraction. I laugh, but it's more of a sigh than anything. I guess you could say that. It's been a weird few weeks. She tilts her head, studying me for a moment. I'm used to people looking at me like that, wondering if I'm okay. I don't like it. I don't want to be the guy who's always the sad story. Well, Mason says, taking a sip of her coffee, we all need distractions sometimes. So tell me about yourself. What's brought you to Chicago? I hesitate. I don't want to dump my whole life story on her. It's too much. But I can't just pretend everything's fine either. I'm trying to start over, I say. LA wasn't working for me anymore. I needed a change. Her eyes soften and she nods slowly. A fresh start can be good. I get that. I don't want to get into the details. I don't want to tell her that I'm running from a past I can't escape. So I shift the conversation. What about you? What brings you here? I've been in Chicago for a while, she says. Came here for school, but I ended up staying. I like the city. It's busy, but in a good way. You can get lost in it, you know? I nod. I get it. Yeah, I feel like that sometimes. It's easy to disappear in a place like this. We fall into a comfortable silence, each of us taking a sip of our coffee, watching the world move outside the window. It's the kind of quiet that doesn't feel awkward. Feels safe. For the first time in weeks, I'm not thinking about Lily. I'm just here. I'm just Jake. And maybe that's enough for now. So, what do you do for fun around here? I ask, leaning back in my chair. Besides hanging out with Brad, of course. She laughs. Well, I'm not much of a going out person. I like to walk around the city, visit museums, stuff like that. Chicago's got a lot of cool places to explore. What about you? Same, I say. I'm still getting to know the city, honestly. Been kind of keeping to myself. Yeah, I can understand that, she says. Sometimes it's good to just have some time to breathe. It's funny how easy it is to talk to her. Maybe it's because she doesn't know me. She doesn't know about Lily. She doesn't know what I've been through, and she doesn't expect me to be anything other than who I am in this moment. But still, there's a part of me that's hesitant. A part that's afraid to let anyone in again. The idea of opening up, of trusting someone new, feels like it would make me vulnerable again. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I shake my head slightly, pushing those thoughts aside. Yeah, breathing sounds good right now. Mason smiles at me, and for a moment, it feels genuine. I feel a flicker of something that's been buried for so long. It's like a spark of hope, even if I don't quite understand it. Do you want to walk around a bit? She asks, breaking my thoughts. There's a park nearby. It's nice when the weather's good. I think about it for a moment. I'm not sure I'm ready to dive into anything, but I don't want to shut her out. Not when she's being kind, when she's offering me something simple. Sure, I say. I could use some fresh air. As we leave the cafe and step into the streets of Chicago, I feel that small spark of something again. I don't know where it's going to lead, or if it's just a distraction. But for the first time in a long time, I feel like maybe it's okay to let someone in. I'm sitting at my desk in the small, cramped office, trying to focus on a report that's been hanging over me for days. But it's impossible. My mind keeps drifting back to Lily. Back to Mark. I can't shake the image of them together, the betrayal still fresh in my mind. Every time I close my eyes, I see her with him. I hear her voice, the excuses, the lies. And it gnaws at me, twisting inside me like a dagger. I should have moved on by now. I've been in Chicago for weeks trying to rebuild my life, but there's still a part of me that's stuck. It's like I'm running in circles, chasing something I'll never catch. Then my phone buzzes. It's a text from Brad. Hey man, I've got something you need to hear. Call me when you get a chance. I hesitate. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to know anything more about Lily or Mark. But I know Brad wouldn't reach out unless it's important. So I call him. Jake. Brad says as soon as he picks up. I've been hearing things. You're not going to like it. My heart sinks before he even says anything else. What do you mean? I ask, already feeling the weight of dread creeping in. It's about Mark, Brad continues. I heard he's been using Lily. He's been manipulating her for months now. It's not what you think. It's way worse. I sit back in my chair, the world around me suddenly feeling smaller, suffocating. What do you mean using her? I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. Brad sighs, the sound heavy with frustration. I don't know all the details, but I'm hearing things from people who know him. He's been taking advantage of Lily's feelings, making her do things she wouldn't normally do. He's using her for his own gain, manipulating her into thinking he's the only one who truly cares. I feel a mix of anger and disbelief flood my chest. This isn't what I wanted to hear. I don't want to know any of this. But I can't look away, can't ignore it. So all this time, I say, my voice trembling with a mix of rage and pity, she's been with him because he's been playing her? That's why she betrayed me. Yeah, Brad confirms. It's a mess, man. And I'm sorry. I thought you should know. I close my eyes, my head spinning. I can't process it. It doesn't feel real. Lily, the woman I thought I knew, the woman I loved, had been manipulated into doing something so twisted. And I'd been the one left behind, the one who'd trusted her. I don't know if I'm angry, heartbroken, or just numb. Maybe a little of all three. Thanks for telling me, Brad, I say quietly, trying to regain control. I appreciate it. Anytime, man, he replies, his voice softer now. If you need anything, you know where to find me. The phone call ends, but I'm left in the silence of my office, the weight of the revelation hanging over me. Part of me wants to feel vindicated, like the truth has set me free, but the other part of me feels empty. I don't know what to do with this information. I don't know how to feel about Lily anymore. I sit there for a long time, staring at the screen of my phone, the screen that's filled with memories of her, of us. I think about everything we shared, everything we planned for the future. But now it feels like all of it was built on lies. It feels like nothing I ever believed in was real. The next few days pass in a blur. I go to work. I come home. I don't really know what I'm doing or why. I feel disconnected from everything. My friends, my job, even myself. It's like I'm just going through the motions, pretending that life is normal when it's anything but. I keep thinking about what Brad told me. Mark has been using Lily. And she didn't even know it, or if she did, she didn't care enough to tell me. It doesn't make sense. I can't wrap my head around it. I keep trying to understand her side, to find some way to justify what happened, but the more I think about it, the more I see the truth. She wasn't the person I thought she was. She wasn't the woman I loved. I had put her on a pedestal, built her up in my mind, and now all I see is someone who let herself be used. I feel a strange mix of pity and disgust. But it also pushes me further into myself. Further away from the person I used to be. I realize for the first time that maybe the problem wasn't just Lily or Mark. Maybe I was part of the problem too. I was so desperate to hold on to something, someone, that I ignored all the signs. I let myself be blind to the truth. And now I have to face it. I can't go back. I can't keep holding on to something that never really existed. It's time to let go. For good. It's been weeks since I found out about Lily and Mark, and I can finally say that I'm starting to feel different. It's like I'm waking up from some long, endless nightmare, one that had me trapped in a cycle of anger and heartbreak. But now, for the first time in a long time, I'm starting to feel like I have control again. I focus on work, really focus. It feels good to pour myself into something that doesn't remind me of the past. The reports, the meetings, the endless emails, it all keeps my mind occupied. And with every project I finish, I feel a little more like the person I used to be. The person I'd forgotten about while I was drowning in the mess with Lily. I meet with Mason more often too. We've been spending time together, simple things like walking around the city, grabbing lunch, or just talking. It's easy with her. She listens, really listens when I talk about everything I've been through, and it doesn't feel like she's judging me. She doesn't ask for anything from me except for my honesty. That's something I never knew I needed, but now I can't imagine going back to the way I was before. I'm sitting at my desk one afternoon when I get a message from Mason. Mason, hey, are you free tonight? I was thinking we could grab dinner, just the two of us. No distractions. I smile at the screen. She always knows how to make me feel like I'm worth something again, like I'm not just defined by the mess I left behind in LA. Jake, sounds perfect. What time? Mason, 7? Jake, I'll be there. Dinner is light, but I can tell it's different this time. We're not just talking about the surface stuff anymore. We talk about the future. About what we want out of life, out of relationships, out of everything. It feels natural to be talking to her like this. Feels good. So, how are you really doing, Jake? Mason asks after a moment of quiet. I know the question is coming, but it still catches me off guard. I take a deep breath. Honestly, I'm doing better. I've been focusing on work, keeping busy. I'm starting to forgive myself for all of it. For trusting Lily. For letting myself get lost in someone who wasn't what I thought she was. Mason reaches across the table and places her hand over mine. It's simple, but it means more than anything anyone's done for me in a long time. It's not your fault, you know? It's not about trusting the wrong person, it's about what you do with it after. And you're doing the right thing by moving on. By taking back control. I nod, feeling the weight of her words sink in. I didn't want to admit it before, but she's right. I'd let myself wallow in regret for far too long. Now it's time to focus on what comes next. The next day, I'm at work when I get a call from Brad. He sounds serious, which immediately puts me on edge. "Jake, I just heard some news about Mark," Brad says. "I thought you should know. Word on the street is, his little manipulation act is starting to fall apart. People are catching on to what he's been doing, and it's all coming back on him." I lean back in my chair, trying to absorb the information. "What do you mean?" "I mean, people are starting to realize Mark's been using Lily. He's been playing everyone, her, his so-called friends, even his business partners. It's all crumbling, and it won't be long before he's left with nothing. All those lies are catching up with him. I don't know how to feel about this. Part of me feels vindicated, like the universe is finally giving me some kind of cosmic justice. But another part of me just feels numb. I don't feel sorry for Mark. But I don't exactly feel good about his downfall either. "Thanks for letting me know, Brad," I say, keeping my voice neutral. "I don't know if I should be happy or sad about this." "You don't have to feel anything, man," Brad replies. "Karma's a hell of a thing. Just focus on yourself. You're doing great." I hang up the phone and stare at the screen for a moment. It's like everything I've been through has finally come full circle. Mark's manipulation, Lily's betrayal, it's all coming back to bite him. But I don't take any pleasure in it. In fact, I feel pity for him. He could have had everything, but he chose to use people. And now he's losing it all. Later that night, I meet Mason at the cafe again. She greets me with a smile, and for the first time in a while, I smile back without hesitation. The anger and bitterness that used to define me aren't there anymore. "Everything okay?" she asks, sensing the shift in my mood. "Yeah," I say, feeling the weight of the day lift off my shoulders. "Everything's better than okay." We sit together in comfortable silence for a while, just letting the night pass by. And for the first time, I feel at peace with myself. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm closer than I've ever been. The past is behind me, and I'm ready for whatever comes next. I've been dreading this moment. The flight to Los Angeles was long, and for the first time, I didn't feel like I was going home. I was just going back. There's a difference. Home used to be a place filled with comfort, with the familiar faces of my family. But now it feels like a place I've outgrown. When I step off the plane, the California sun hits me like a slap in the face. It's been months since I've been here. But the warm weather, the traffic, the constant noise, none of it feels like it used to. It feels like I'm stepping into a memory that's already starting to fade. I head to my parents' house for a family event. A reunion of sorts. I wasn't planning on coming, but my mom insisted. "It'll be good for you to reconnect," she said. "It's been too long, Jake." I know she means well, but all I can think about is seeing Lily again. I haven't spoken to her since the day I left. The day I found out everything. I don't know what she wants from me now, but part of me knows this reunion is inevitable. When I walk into the house, the smell of my mom's cooking hits me, and I almost feel like everything could be normal again. I push the thoughts of Lily aside and focus on greeting my family. The laughs, the hugs, the usual chatter, it's comforting in its own way. But I'm on edge. I can't relax. Not yet. It's when I hear her voice that everything inside me freezes. "Jake," Lily says, her voice tentative, like she's not sure if I'll even acknowledge her. I turn slowly, my heart hammering in my chest. She's standing near the door, looking almost like she did before, all put together like nothing's happened. But I see it in her eyes, the guilt, the desperation. She's trying to look calm, but I can see right through it. "Lily," I say, my voice flat. I don't want to be rude, but I'm not going to pretend everything's fine. "What are you doing here?" I just wanted to talk," she says, stepping closer. "Jake, I know I've messed up and I don't expect you to forgive me, but I need you to know how sorry I am." I try not to roll my eyes. I've heard this speech before, back when I found out about Mark. But now it feels hollow. She's just saying what she thinks I want to hear. "You're sorry?" I repeat, crossing my arms. "Is that supposed to fix everything, Lily? You've hurt me. You've lied to me. And now, after everything, you're standing here telling me you're sorry?" Her face flushes and she takes a step back. "I don't know what you want me to say," she says, her voice shaking. "I just want a chance to explain. To make things right. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to listen to her trying to make herself feel better. I've heard enough of her excuses. The only thing I want now is closure." "You don't get it, do you?" I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. "You can't fix this, Lily. You can't undo what you've done. It's too late for that." She looks like I've slapped her. Her eyes well up and she takes a deep breath, fighting back the tears. "I never meant for things to end up like this," she says, her voice breaking. I never wanted to hurt you. I shake my head. It doesn't matter what you wanted, Lily. You still did it. And now I'm here and I'm supposed to pretend that everything's okay? That we can just pick up where we left off. She's silent, staring at me with wide eyes. I can see the hurt on her face, but it doesn't affect me like it used to. It doesn't change anything. I've moved on. I'm not the same person I was when I was with her. And I'm not going to let her pull me back into the mess. I'm done, I say, my voice calm but firm. I'm done letting you have a hold over me. I'm done with the lies, the excuses. You've had your chance. And now it's my turn to move on. Her lips tremble and for a moment I think she's going to say something else. But then she just nods, tears falling silently down her face. I understand, she whispers. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I feel nothing. No anger, no relief, just nothing. It's like the last bit of her has finally faded away. The person I once loved is gone, and in her place is someone who can't even look me in the eye anymore. I turn away, walking back toward my family. They're all talking and laughing, completely unaware of what just happened. And for the first time in months I feel at peace. I don't need her apology. I don't need her at all. I'm finally free. I wasn't sure what to expect when Brad told me Mark was in New York. I hadn't seen him since everything went down and frankly I didn't want to. But something about this city, the energy of it, had a way of drawing people back in. It was the perfect place to finally confront the man who ruined everything. I find out where Mark's staying, a hotel in Midtown. It's not far from where I'm staying, but I feel a sense of dread creeping in as I head toward it. I could have stayed away, just ignored him like he's been doing to me for months. But there's something about seeing him, about getting closure, that I can't shake off. I need to face him. When I walk into the hotel lobby, I don't have to look hard. Mark's sitting in a corner, nursing a drink, his eyes scanning the crowd. As soon as he sees me, there's this flicker in his eyes, like he's caught off guard but not surprised. He's always been good at acting like he's in control, even when everything around him is falling apart. Jake, he says, his voice smooth. Too smooth. He stands up and adjusts his jacket. I didn't think you'd actually show up. I don't waste time with pleasantries. You've got a lot of nerve showing your face around here. He lets out a short laugh, a little too forced. I'm sure you've got a lot of anger built up. I get it. You've been hurt. But don't forget, Jake, I was there for you too. I helped you when you needed it. I hold up a hand, cutting him off. Spare me, Mark. You didn't help me. You used me. And you used Lily. You think you can just apologize and make everything go back to the way it was? You think I'm stupid enough to believe you? He leans back in his chair, trying to look calm, but I can see the tension in his jaw. I never asked you to believe anything, Jake. I just wanted you to understand. I shake my head. Understand what? That you manipulated her? That you used her to get what you wanted? You think you can twist everything around and still come out looking like the good guy? You don't get to play the victim here. Mark leans forward, his voice dropping, trying to appeal to some version of me that doesn't exist anymore. You don't know what it's like, man. I did what I had to do. You were always the golden boy, getting everything handed to you. I had to fight for everything I have, and if that meant using a little charm, a little manipulation, so be it. I can feel my blood starting to boil, but I don't let it show. I stay calm, too calm. You're pathetic, Mark. You had it all, and you threw it away just to satisfy your own ego. But don't think for a second that you're going to manipulate me into feeling sorry for you. I'm done with you. He scoffs, but there's an edge of uncertainty in his eyes now. He's losing control, and it's clear. You think you're better than me? You think you can just walk away from all this and be fine? You think you've won? I'm not sure what I expected out of this conversation. Maybe I thought I'd feel the rush of justice. Maybe I thought I'd be angry. But all I feel is nothing. There's nothing left to fight for. Mark's self-destruction is enough justice. Watching him crumble, watching him try so hard to keep it together when I can see right through him, is all the closure I need. You're self-destructing, Mark, I say quietly. You already lost. I don't need to take you down. You're doing it all by yourself. His expression hardens, but I can see the cracks in his armor. You don't know what you're talking about. You think you've got everything figured out, huh? You think you've moved on? I meet his gaze, no hesitation. I have moved on. And I'm better for it. I'm free. Mark's face darkens as he stands up, knocking his chair back with a sharp scrape. You think you've won? You think you're better than me? Fine. You want to see what happens when you turn your back on me? You'll regret this. But the words feel empty. The anger in his voice is hollow. I don't feel anything for him anymore. Not fear, not rage, not even pity. Just a strange, calm sense of release. I don't need to regret anything, I reply. You've already done all the damage. I'm just watching it unfold. And it's a damn shame. I turn to walk away and I hear him call my name one last time. But I don't stop. I don't turn around. I don't need to. I've already won. And I'm walking away from it all. I wake up to the sound of the city outside my window. The soft hum of traffic, the distant voices, the rhythm of life moving on without me. I didn't always like it here. The noise used to make me feel lost, overwhelmed. But today it feels different. It feels like the city is alive in a way that I can finally appreciate. I stretch out in bed, the sunlight creeping through the blinds. I glance at my phone and see a message from Mason. Mason, good morning. I was thinking we could do something fun today. How about a walk in the park? I smile. It's funny, Mason has this way of making everything feel simple. Even when everything felt so complicated, she's made it easy to just be. To just exist. Jake, sounds perfect. I'll meet you in an hour. I get out of bed and stand in front of the mirror for a moment. I hardly recognize the person staring back at me. I look different. I feel different. I don't see the same man who walked into Chicago months ago, broken and angry, consumed by the past. I see someone who's made it through, who's come out the other side stronger. I grab my jacket, slip my phone into my pocket and head out. When I meet Mason at the park, she's already there, standing by a fountain, her back to me. The moment she turns around, I can't help but smile. She looks so peaceful, so at ease. She's become a part of my healing process without even knowing it. I'm not sure I could have gotten through all of this without her, without someone who simply allowed me to be myself without judgment. Hey, I say, walking up to her. Hey you, she replies with a smile. Ready for a walk? I nod. Lead the way. We walk side by side, not talking much at first. But it's not uncomfortable. It's just easy. The way it should be. The way I didn't know I needed. I've been thinking, I say after a few minutes. About everything. About the past, about what I've been through. Mason looks at me but she doesn't say anything. She just listens. I don't feel haunted by it anymore, I continue. I used to wake up every day with this weight on my chest like I was carrying all of it with me. The betrayal. The lies. The heartbreak. But now it's like I can finally breathe again. I'm free of it. She stops walking and turns to face me. That's a huge step, Jake. I'm really proud of you. I shrug, but I can feel a warmth in my chest. I didn't do it alone though. You've been a big part of it. Just letting me be. Not rushing me, not expecting anything. I needed that. Mason reaches out and takes my hand, and for the first time in what feels like forever, I let myself feel the warmth of someone else's touch without hesitation. Without fear. Simple, but it means everything. I'm glad I could be here for you, she says softly. I smile at her, feeling something stir inside me. It's a feeling I haven't had in a long time. Hope. Real hope. Not the kind of hope I had when I was clinging to something that wasn't real, but the kind that comes from knowing I'm in a place where I can build something real. Something honest. I'm ready to move forward, Mason, I say, the words coming out with more certainty than I thought I'd ever have. I'm ready to forgive myself. And I'm ready to let go of everything that held me back. The anger. The hurt. The regret. It's all behind me. She smiles, a soft, genuine smile that makes my heart skip a beat. That's all anyone can do. Move forward no matter what's behind them. I nod. Yeah. And for the first time I feel like I'm in the right place. Like I'm actually moving forward. We keep walking and the sun starts to dip lower in the sky, casting a golden glow over everything. The park is peaceful and I feel peaceful too. It's strange how much of my life was spent fighting against myself, fighting against what had happened. But now, for the first time, I realize that fighting doesn't always mean moving forward. Sometimes, it just means accepting the past and choosing to let it go. We reach the end of the path and stop by a bench, sitting down together. I'm not sure what happens next, but I don't feel like I need to have it all figured out. For once, I don't feel the pressure to have all the answers. I'm okay with what's coming even if I don't know exactly what it is. I'm glad you're in my life, Mason, I say, my voice quiet but sincere. She squeezes my hand. I'm glad too, Jake. For the first time in a long time, I feel like I've found my place. Like I'm finally where I'm supposed to be. With the past behind me and a future ahead of me, I'm ready to embrace it all.